So investments, making investments, what type of investment to make, when is the right time to make an investment, and all other questions that you might be asking, or you might be like, oh my goodness, why didn't I invest last week or even day before yesterday? Today, I'm going to be talking about investments. And now I had prepared this particular lesson months ago before the whole situation happened. And yeah, I'll just say what I had prepared, really. That's all I could say. So with investment, because I keep getting quite a lot of questions, requesting and talk about investments. And in times like this in particular, I get asked questions about where should I invest? Should I invest now? Should I invest? Should I wait? Last week it was like, oh, is now a good time to invest? And look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a financial coach, to be specific, a money and debt coach. I help people to change their behaviors really when it comes to their money. Now, the financial advisor will basically, they look after your money, shall we say. What I do is I help you make smarter decisions with your money and show you the tools that you need to run your finances, really. So today, let me talk about investment, especially in a climate like this. The climate that we're living in now, well, our whole climate has changed. So forget about from, in fact, let's just say we've put 2019 behind us. Let's put from February behind us. Okay. And this is now going to be our new world, really. That this virus has changed everything for us all. So now what do we need to now do moving forward? And my heart really just break for a lot of people. And maybe you too, you're going through this, that are really going through stuff. Perhaps you've lost your job, your spouse has lost their job, your children are out of school, your teenagers back home living with you. I I am on TikTok, and on TikTok there are quite a lot of young people on there. About maybe 70% of them are kind of like in their teens, shall we say. And I have been sharing financial education with them. And one of my followers did a video that really touched my heart. And I was like, the poor child. He went to London, 18 years old, goes to London for a new future, a better future for himself. He got a job working at one of the restaurants there. And well, he's doing over 16 hours a day shift, no pay, 18 years old. He just moved to London, literally just moved into London. 18 years old, he doesn't know what he's going to do for rent. And he was pleading with the Prime Minister to do something to sort things out. This was like a week ago, he did the video. And that really got me thinking and saying, now at this stage, and actually he was saying that, yes, I know I'm doing this video and I know people will come at me and say, well, you should have saved. You should have saved. He said he didn't save his money. he did not plan. And that's the thing. Many people will think that, oh, they still got time. And so they did not send. And yes, he was beating himself up for that. He did not need anybody to beat himself about not saving and this and that. And he was making it clear that, yeah, I know many of you are going to tell me this. But I reached out to him and said, I'm not going to beat you up about that because you're already beating yourself up enough about it. But I am sorry that you're going through this at 18 years old. And he was speaking like he had no hope. But I want to assure you that if you're in this situation where you've lost your job, many people in the food industry, restaurant industry, a lot of this non-essential industry, they're letting go of their staff. And it is trying times now. But what do you do at this time now? If I am changing, and now what I'm saying now is up the cup, instead of thinking about investing and things like that, I'll encourage you to use this time that you now have, whether you're out of a job or you are working from home. Well, yeah, there are some people that have to work from home, and some of them are still going out there and doing their work. Regardless, use this time as a time to really reflect and sort things out. Educate yourself. This is one of the things that I'm sharing with my followers on TikTok, to use this time to share their story, write it down in a journal, and also use the time to learn as much as they possibly can. Because we don't know when the schools will open. We don't know when we'll be allowed to now go out. Well, I know roughly when I'm going to be allowed to go out. But either way, my life hasn't really changed to what it was before. So now absorb as much knowledge as you can. Absorb as much information as you can. Learn new skills. Invest in new skills. Because, yeah, you might be thinking that the skills that you had before, maybe they are sufficient to take you through, but you are now living in a new world. If you don't know how to use online platforms, if you don't know, like I digress that. So now I've been having more meetings now virtually, right? Now people have been forced now to have virtual meetings. Initially, before they'll be making me go to their offices, right, to have meetings with them. But now they have to now do it online. And I'm having to troubleshoot and teach them before our meetings start how to do the thing online. Learn this new skill of how to go live, how to use online platforms. There are zillions of online platforms. I use Zoom, there's Be Live TV that you can use. These are platforms that can help you. There's Ecam. They are now in the beta stage of the new Ecam is coming out and they are testing it out. Up level your skill, because people that were now shy and afraid to use online or coming up with excuses about going online or to having tutoring online or coaching online, well, they now have to now do it. They have to do it. And this is something now you now have to learn. So this is one of the skills that you need to learn. So number one, invest in your personal growth. Number one. 10 minutes and I've not even touched what I wanted to talk about. Right. The next one is that I have in mind is before you start investing in the stock market, you need to understand the stock market before you start investing in it. For me, what I did was I read lots of books, watched a lot of money shows. Well, I can't watch that on YouTube. I was doing that, but listen to things like Money Box and but right to start to understand it. Because even though I am good at maths and being a bookkeeper, right, being certified as a bookkeeper, I do know numbers and things like that. But there are some things about the stock market that I had no idea. So I had to educate myself and understand it really well. So learn the platforms, educate yourself on how investment works. There you'll be hearing things like the indexes, dollar cost averaging, ETFs, stuff like that. So you'll be hearing that and your mind will be going, zzz. There'll be investment, different types. For instance, either one that is passive or active. There, there are different amounts that you have to pay for each type. There are different types of platforms out there. There's the Vanguard, there is the HL, all of this. You have to know what you are going to be using, really, or what they're all talking about. That's one thing that I encourage you to do. Learn how to invest, learn how investment works, educate yourself about that. And the key thing is really for you to know, have knowledge about investment. That I'll put, you should get a link of all the books that you can read with regards to investments and that's how to start, right? So use that. The third point that I wanted to say is with investing, you cannot time the market. No. If you're doing that, you're gambling and you're gonna lose. Basically, you cannot start gambling. Timing the market is pretty much like you're gambling. I know some people will be like kicking themselves this morning, but saying, "Oh my goodness, I wish I could have bought some, you know, bought some stocks and shares last night because, well, Monday, really, because some people that rejoicing. That's one thing. Don't try to time the market. I know you've had this from a lot of people and you're like, oh, they're all saying the same thing. No, I know this person that time that bought at this time and they're rolling in it and they predicted this and these are just flukes. It just sort of coincidentally happened. Because I have friends that used to be brokers, traders, and they'll tell me stuff. And I'm telling you, no, you don't want to play that. No, you don't want to play that game. Where you're going to where you're going to invest long term. From I know some people will say 5 years. To me, I think 10 years. Just think that okay, I'm investing long term, 10 years and above, really, because that's where you start to see good return. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so you don't have to listen to me or anything like that. I'm just telling you from my own experience and stuff like that, right? Another thing, you cannot start investing if you have debt. To me, that is like, what is the English word? I don't know if it's oxymoron that I should use and focusing more on the last part. I don't know. But if you have debts, especially if you have credit card debt or student debt, investing because you're basically biting your nose off, shall I say. I don't know how the saying goes, but it's like bite to your nose to spite your face or spite your face to bite your nose. But it doesn't make sense because check this out. You are in debt and you have to pay back with interest, right? So let's say your debt is 1,000, right? Just to make the math easy. Don't want my brain to be destroyed like this. This has been a long day. So let's say you have 1,000 in debt. Let's just say 1,000, and the interest that you need to be paying maybe is 5%, right? So you work out, okay, 5%. Now remember, you're in debt. So that means you're paying the bank money, really, because of whatever, because of the money that they loaned you, right? You're paying them back with 5% interest. Okay. So if we do the math and you pay 5% interest, how much is that you paying every month extra to the bank? Compared to now, if you're now investing and the return that you're getting, right, is, let's say, okay, so you might think in your head that, oh, I'm up 1%, but with investment platform, you have to pay some certain amount of percentages. Yeah, so maybe some of the platform might be 0.5% or 0.15%, 0.15%. You pay there. You might say, oh, that's very small. Well, your gain is less than 1% now. So it doesn't, you're not earning enough. You're not earning anything, because now let's say you don't leave the money there long enough and you take it out. You're basically still a loser, because now that's income. Then you have to deal with all these taxes and all that, especially if you decide to now put it in something that is not tax free. I've talked a bit much about this topic. All I'm just saying is, really, if you're in debt, credit card debt, student loan debt, don't be thinking about investing yet. You need to think about paying off that debt first. Pay up the debt. After you've paid off the debt, make sure you have 3 to 6 months worth of emergency fund, right? And then if you want to start investing, there are steps you need to start doing. Invest for look for tax-free investment places. So in the UK, you have the ISA. So the ISA is Lisa. You can invest that tax-free up to, I don't know if they're going to increase it, but tax-free 20,000. We get new one is to start next month, right? So you first of all want to now invest in something that will be tax-free. They don't tax you any money at all. And then you now move on to the next, and then move on to the next good type, things like that, right? This I stuff that I sort of go through in my coaching program, and I encourage you to join. If you haven't, we're taking in people now, and we'll start the new one very soon. So if you're interested in going through the coaching program where we go deeper on all the steps, so you're feeling a tax-free one, you max that all out, then you move on to the next one. That'll be of benefit to you. You max that one out, and then you move on to the next one. Talk about all this in that program. So I hope you've gained something from it. So to recap, I know I was all over the place because of me talking about virus that we don't want to name. Anyway, so the first thing to do with investment is the best type of investment is investment in yourself, personal growth. in yourself, up level your skills, right? Up level your skills. The next one is do not think about timing the market. If you're going to start investing, don't think about timing the market at all because you're going to lose. And those that time the market, they are traders and basically gambling, really. I don't know what other word to call it. And the next one, if you're in debt, you shouldn't be thinking about investing in the stock market or whatever market, really. You should pay off your debt. Any extra money that you have, pay that off because you just digging yourself into a bigger hole. You might be thinking, oh, you're winning, you're up. No, you're not up. Flush that from your head. You're not up. Mhm. And I'm saying this because I've tried it. Yeah, it did not work. No, didn't work out. No, 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 no. So best thing to do, pay off debt, student loan debt, consumer debt, personal loan debt, whatever. Pay that off first. Business loan debt, then save for an emergency, 3 to 6 months worth of emergency money. Save that. I know I'm seeing on all this social media and platforms about people gloating about them having an emergency fund and other people not, and they're laughing at them. And while that is almost, well, I suppose they are trying to say and told you so sorts of things, especially if they were trying to really help the people out and they were being ignored or they were being made fun of or nobody was paying close attention to them. So maybe they are now having the liberty to now, show off and say, oh, Sam's you right. I have my emergency fund. You are wallowing. You've lost your job, sort of thing. There's a new beginning. We're all having now a new beginning. Yes, some of us did not save money. Some of us saved money. But you know what? What has happened has happened. Now you start your own. Great things happen when horrible things have occurred. If you remember 2008, there was no Airbnb, there was no Uber, right? There was no Instagram. I mean, Facebook was just a baby. Well, it's still a baby. It's a teenager, but it was like a baby. It was maybe 3 years old. And see the advancement that we've made. So you could be the next person that is like bringing stuff out that is blowing the minds of everybody up. Because in advance, our brain just kicks it to the next level, We just think like real think. And now that many of us are stuck indoors, we've got time to think. Use that time wisely. You don't know how long you're going to have. So set yourself a routine and get cracking. Okay. This has gone longer than I thought. So until next time, remember to schedule your consultation with me. Let's find out what package will be suitable for you, the coaching package, so that we can get you to the next level. Okay. Until next time, to your ongoing success.